we do our secret high five?
Yep. Look at the elbow. There you go.
There we go. What's up, everybody? I'm Eric Hansen of Backpacking TV. You might recognize this man right here, Mr. Dan Becker. We got to backpack once together before. We had such an amazing time. We thought, let's circle the wagons and do it again. So he actually, well, you flew out.
I did.
To Arizona to be with me.
And boy, are my arms tired.
Oh, Dan, one more of those and you are out of here. All right, already. That's like your 6th terrible joke, and we just turned on the camera for the very first time.
That's why I'm here.
That is why you're here. Yeah, so we're going backpacking here in my backyard, Sedona, Arizona. It is winter. We might, even though it doesn't really look like it, we're very comfortable today, but it is supposed to turn. We'll see what happens. But what are we doing? Do you know what we're doing?
We are hiking to a campsite.
I haven't told you what we're doing.
I put full trust in him. He hasn't told me anything.
That was a terrible mistake on your part once again.
Big mistake.
Yeah, I've got a few surprises in store for Dan, mostly the survival element of what we're gonna encounter here today.
Can't wait.
We're gonna have fun for the next 48 hours or so backpacking around my backyard. So make sure that you stay tuned because we're going after it right now. So Dan and I have hit the trail here, and this is kind of an interesting backpacking trip for me because I am taking, I think, nearly 100% of my gear I haven't used before. So that kind of makes me a little nervous. I don't necessarily recommend doing that, but I have a new backpack, new warmth layers, new pants, new shoes, new sleeping bag, new tent, new sleeping mattress. Oh, same old stove. So I guess I got something I can trust. But other than that, I am testing everything for the first time. Dan, do you approve?
No, I do not. This is a terrible idea. I'm not going back to the car for you.
Well, you've got 2 sleeping bags, right? So I can just crawl into one of those, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, that's fair. On we go. So Dan and I have officially made it about 3.5 miles so far, and so we're not going super far today. Mostly we're just going up. We're gaining about 1,600 feet of elevation gain. We're going to get up on top of this ridge. We're hiking in a canyon, going to get up on top of a ridge, hopefully get to a cool overlook. At least that's the idea. And be exposed to the elements. We got the storm coming in. It's kind of gray. Doesn't actually feel like it's too bad right now, but temperature is supposed to be dropping. Here's hoping it's not too bad. We can always just, go into one tent.
No.
It'd be warmer.
We cannot.
Dan, it's a proven survival tactic.
I would rather not survive.
What?
Yeah. No.
So Dan and I have made it up. We're close to 6,000 feet here, so we have another like 200 feet to go. We have a pretty sweet view back here behind us, which is rad. So we actually were contemplating staying right here for the night, but I think we are gonna keep going a little further, a little higher, possibly risk worse exposure for all the wind, but also likelier fire ability to have a campfire, assuming that it's not too windy. I'm having fun. Dan just kicked a cactus, so he's
really scary.
I think he's ready to go home.
I'm so scared. It's rough. It's real rough.
Oh.
I've already called in an SOS. Search and rescue is on the way.
Oh, that's good.
So it was nice knowing you.
Deep breaths.
Thank you.
So we are following the trail, but the trail has long disappeared because, it looks like maybe 10 years ago there was a big fire out here. And so all this trees have fallen down in the wake of the fire, and nobody comes out here, so the trails just disappeared. Kind of wild. So feel a little bad for Dan. Sold him coming to sunny Arizona, lots of color, red rocks, and we just got gray, flat, kind of gross weather with hiking through old forest fire. So that was honestly pretty heinous. That last mile and a quarter was so much down trees from a big burn that came through here, I don't know, a couple years ago. And a lot of the trees have just fallen down, but very little has grown back except for some really gross, like weedy kind of junk. But we did make it at long last to a really spectacular place. And this is just awesome out here. It looks so cool. Got a little patch of green trees that didn't burn from the fire, and this view is so good. So we're thankful. We're gonna set up camp, get a fire going, make some food, and call it a wonderful night. Well, I've got camp set up. I've got my this is my brand new. Hey, yo, I'm talking.
Oh, would you stop it?
Dan,
Ruining my video.
you're ruining my video. So I've got a lot of new gear that I am testing on this trip. Dan, you can hear over there running his air pump, that high-pitched squeal that's super annoying. So he's got that going on. This is the Big Agnes Copper Spur Mountain Glow. So it's got these LED lights built in, which is pretty fancy-dancy. And I've also got the new Rapide Air from Big Agnes, 4.2 R value sleeping mat that I'm going to be sleeping on for the first time tonight. And the Thermarest Parsec 0 degree sleeping bag. So this is all pretty new to me. This is, I've got a lot of new stuff that I'm testing out on this trip, so it might go poorly, but it's feeling pretty cozy right now. Feeling good about the day. It was a big day. It was harder than I thought it would be. It was only like 7.5 miles of hiking, but it was really a lot of elevation gain, and then the logs here in this last mile and a quarter were brutal. So Dan and I are going to get a little fire going, make some dinner, and probably call it a pretty early night tonight. Well, I'm about to turn in for the night, and just thought I'd share a couple of quick impressions of the tent. And this is the Mountain Glow from Big Agnes, and as you can see, things are glowy in here. It just has such a cozy feel to it in here that it's awesome. Like, I thought when I first saw that there was LED lights included, I was like, oh, come on, that's gimmicky. Why would I want to carry that? But it's really pretty inviting in here. So it does run off 3 AAA batteries. I would like to see maybe somehow that run off of like some sort of rechargeable USB type thing, but still pretty stinking cool. I am also excited to be using this new Parsec 0 degree bag. It's definitely cold out here tonight, so I am excited to have that warmth of the bag, the warmth of this nice double wall tent. I think I won't have any problems. I think it'll be nice and cozy in here. But that's it for me tonight. I'm going to turn it in, and I'm looking forward to going through more of the gear tomorrow. I've definitely got some thoughts on some of what I've been using. Yeah, it's been a good trip. It's been enlightening, and I hope that this will provide some good information for you on the gear that I'm testing out here. All right, good night, everybody. Well, the wind is probably going to make this audio terrible, but I woke up this morning and got my chance to come out to this sweet promontory that sticks out into this canyon. And it's really cool. It's really wild. The sun is just coming up now. It's windy, but man, is it beautiful. It's cold. It's still in the 20s. It was a cold night last night, but had a great sleep. Just so excited about this view. This is so good. Woo! So I'm going to switch it up a little bit with the camera gear. Dan's letting me borrow his camera. So I'm going to continue on with where I picked off last night. I'm going to pick up where I left off last night. So I said goodnight in the tent. And now that I've spent some time in the tent, set it up, got it in its different modes, slept on the new sleeping mattress in the new bag, I have some thoughts, and I wanted to share that with you because this is, at its core, a gear testing trip that we are on. So first off, let's start with the tent here. I cannot believe how much I love this tent. This is the Big Agnes Copper Spur ultralight two-person tent. It is the Mountain Glow edition. And like you saw last night, it actually has LED lights in it, which is just really cool. Now, if you're like me, I thought that it would be kind of silly, kind of chintzy. It's just like, I've got my headlamp, why not? But it was just such a pleasant light that I, could forget about my headlamp and just lay there and read or, mess around on my phone or whatever. And it was just very comfortable, pleasant light. I don't know how long those AAA batteries are going to last, so I'm really curious about that. It takes 3 AAA batteries, which as a downside, I would say I wish that it could run off of some sort of rechargeable USB sort of device rather than AAAs. I'd like to see that development. I'm sure that there's some solution out there, but just feels like carrying those AAAs and then throwing them away after a couple of trips. I'd like to see some improvement there. But the tent itself is so comfortable. Just such a cozy, warm place. Let's step inside here. Okay, so some of the things that I really like are the ability to store gear. I've got my gloves up here, but especially if you have 2 people living in this space, it just fills up very, very quickly. If I'm by myself, I like having a 2-person tent. If I'm with 2 people, a 2-person tent is pretty tight. So I might even bring a 3-person tent if that's the case, just so that there's extra room in here. The foot box down here is 42 inches wide. So that's not wide enough for me to bring 2 25-inch wide pads, which would be a little bit of a bummer. I currently have a 20-inch wide pad with me. That's basically what I would need to use, would be 20-inch wide pads. So I would also like it if it was just a little bit wider. But otherwise, all things considered, it's an amazing tent. What really makes it stand out, I think, is the doorways. So this, all right, here you can see I've got this rolled up. So it has this one zipper here and this zipper over here. So a lot of them just have the one zipper. And what that's going to mean is when I open this door, it's going to come at a steep angle. And that's fine, that's kind of the standard. But it's really nice to have this big open door for getting out easily. I really, really like that a lot. But the other thing is that both of these doors, not only this one is in it. This one is currently in its awning mode. It's kind of hangout mode set up. So I've got the 2 trekking poles set up there. And then this becomes a really nice shelter. That becomes a really nice shelter, whether it's, sunny and you want some sunshine, you want some shade, or if it's rainy and you want that shelter from the rain. I would imagine if it was really inclement weather, you just have to button it up and it probably wouldn't be very great. It's probably going to catch some wind, but it does, guy line out pretty nice, and I think that that's going to hold up really good. So the Big Agnes Copper Spur, I think, I need to check on this, but I think it weighs 3 pounds, 4 ounces. So that it is their ultralight version, but being over 3 pounds, I don't consider that actually ultralight. I consider that in their lightweight category. So for me, under 3 pounds is ultralight, 3 to 4 pounds is light, and 4 pounds plus is kind of like your standard non-light backpacking tent equipment. I used this Parsec sleeping bag from Thermarest, and let me tell you, I really liked it a lot. So this is their 0 degree sleeping bag, and it's comfort rated to 14 degrees. So right here on the inside of a sleeping bag, it's going to have the comfort and the limit. So this is, the comfort rating is 14 degrees and the limit is 0. Now there's typically also, say, a risk rating, which is gonna mean that that's where it's gonna hopefully keep you alive, but not comfortable. And so that was probably like negative 15 degrees Fahrenheit. You will not sleep well if it's negative 15, but hopefully you won't die. A couple of things that I really like about it. I really like this hood. There's a little bit more room in this hood for, say, my pillow. Oftentimes, there's just not enough room in a hood for a pillow, in which case you're gonna have to sleep with the pillow down here, and then there's a high likelihood that the pillow is just gonna slide off your mat and never to be found again because you're all bundled up. But I really like having a draft collar. That makes a huge difference in comfort for me. The other thing is that these zippers, hard to do one-handed, but these zippers have a really nice baffling system so that when I have this zipped up, the down will close over the zipper and keep it from being a weak point or a place for the cold air to get in. I also like that there's some zippers on the exterior, great place for a phone. What that will do is help keep your phone battery from dying because it'll get some of that warmth off of your body. And the foot box is really nice as well. So really comfortable bag. The other thing that I really like about this, and it's so simple that I don't know why it's not done more commonly, but Thermarest does these clips that actually attach to your sleeping mattress. So there's 2 of them. And what that does is it just really helps keep you on your pad. If you're rolling around, it'll keep the sleeping bag in place. So you move kind of independent of the bag rather than getting like all twisted and turned up. And then, you know, the bag is in its most efficient way with the loftiest side being up on the top rather than getting compressed under you, stuff like that. That's really nice. So I'm super impressed with this Parsec sleeping bag, loved it. And then I slept on top of the Rapide SL from Big Agnes. That is their 4.2 R value sleeping mattress. It's a little bit more R value than their Q-Core SLX, which I really like a lot. And I think it's like a couple of grams lighter. It's not a lot lighter, but it's a little bit lighter with a little bit more R value. However, I didn't have a great success with it. It leaked throughout the night. It's a brand new sleeping pad. I don't know how it would have got a leak. Maybe, you know, we were doing, well, it was packed inside my bag. I don't know how it would have done it, but yeah, I didn't have the most success. It wasn't terrible. I just blew it up once throughout the night. And then when I woke up in the morning, it was, you know, at 60% air inflation. So I was still off the ground and warm enough, but it just was, I'm confused. So I need to reach out to them and see what's going on. I doubt that that is something that will be the standard. Maybe I just got one that had a defect, or maybe I somehow punctured it when I set it up in my living room for the first time before this trip. I don't know. So all things considered, I really had a successful trip here. I really like the tent. The bag was awesome. The sleeping mat, I needed to look into that a little bit more. And then the last thing that I've been using, I have used this before, and there's gonna be a fully separate review video on it, but it's still new to me, so I wanted to talk about it. And that's the Bridger 65-liter backpack from Mystery Ranch. So this bag has been awesome. I really like how the main thing that's different about this backpack is the strap system. It's got that running vest style strap, and it's just so comfortable. I was carrying probably 45 pounds yesterday, 50 pounds maybe. It was a heavy bag. We just 10 pounds of water plus 10 pounds of camera equipment at least, and then all the rest of the backpacking equipment. So it was a burden, but this carried it super well, very comfortable, and I'm really grateful for that. So all things considered, this has been great. I'm excited about the new arsenal of gear, and I think that it's going to be, especially this copper Spur, it's going to be my go-to tent for a long time to come. So super thrilled about that. That's my gear rundown. Dan and I still have to hike out of here, so we're going to resume the video on our hike out. Well, Dan and I left camp. We've gone 1.6 miles. We did navigate quite a bit of that blowdown from the burned out forest fire. But we did pick a better path today, so it was quite a bit easier. We still definitely had to navigate a good bit, but now from here we kind of are on the home stretch, and we still got about 6.5 miles ahead of us to get back to base camp. But yeah, should be mostly downhill aside from this next quarter mile.
That was a good mile and a half for sure.
Yeah, we just come up a good little push. We're up at 6,700 feet right here. So Wisconsin boy still catching his breath.
What was it?
Hey, no.
I am catching my breath.
Yep, anyway, more trail ahead. Let's go.
Do it.
Yo! So we're back at the car park, and we done did it. How do you feel?
Oh, well, obviously tired. I'm tripping over my trekking poles.
We still got 20 feet to get to the car, Dan.
That's it, I'm done.
You're done? Oh, no.
Yep.
Okay. I'm sorry about that. But, we had a great time. I got to test out a lot of gear. It was awesome. I hope that you got something inspiring or, knowledgeable out of the gear. We've made it to the car. It's official. Yeah. So yeah, if you found anything particularly interesting, or you had a question about something, or you really didn't like anything, hit me up in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And yeah, stick around for more because we have obviously a ton of great videos. And if you aren't already following Dan, please go do that. Your life will be much enriched. Yeah, he also has a great YouTube channel about hiking, backpacking, gear, and all sorts of outdoor stuff. So he is a great resource. So make sure you give Dan Becker a follow over there. And we're gonna go make some pad thai and drink some beer and sit around a campfire. So it's gonna be a good one. Dan, thanks for coming out here. Y'all, have a good one. I'm seriously having second thoughts about Dan.
Let's go! Hurry up!
He is both really angry and incompetent, and that's a dangerous combination.
Not sure why I'm even here.
Oh, hey Dan, I thought you kept going.